There you are. On Monday, jury selection is set to begin in the trial of Sarah Boone, who has been dubbed the, quote, suitcase killer. In 2020, Boone was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. When her boyfriend died after suffocating inside a suitcase she admits to zipping him inside of. She claims it was all part of a game of hide and seek. Well, here with us with the latest on the case is federal defense attorney Ron Chapman. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
I want to start by playing a bit of video that Boone herself recorded of her boyfriend inside the suitcase, and I'll get your reaction on the other side. Let's watch.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah. Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Oh my goodness, Rodney, that alone seems so damning. How hard will her team have to defend that? Oh my goodness.
Well, it's a shocking video. So the issue is that she's been charged with second-degree murder. That's not premeditated murder. So it's going to be a lot easier for the prosecution to charge or to convict, because this really just requires a depraved mind. Nothing speaks to the depravity more than shouting insults at somebody who's locked in a suitcase that ultimately passes away. But her defense is interesting here. It's the battered spouse defense. And what she's going to try to say is that through years of abuse from this person, actually, I'm not sure how long the abuse happened for, but there were multiple arrests in this case of him abusing her, that because of that, she might act differently than she ordinarily would have. The problem with that is, the battered spouse syndrome defense is normally used as a self-defense, where you're being attacked and you have to defend yourself, not where somebody's not actively attacking you and you're playing a game. This is a very bizarre use of that defense, and I don't think it's going to go very well, but she doesn't remember the actual circumstances of the offense, or so she says, and we'll see what the jury believes.
How damning is it, though, that he was telling her, you know, as the video goes on, and it is difficult to watch and even think about, but saying that, you know, it's hard to breathe in here, you know, and get me out, that kind of thing. I mean, that's quite damning, too, isn't it?
Those words speak to defense, absolutely. So, you know, just like we've heard in other cases, I can't breathe is a message that I am going to die, I am suffocating. And in fact, I think she might have even said something to the effect of, well, that's what it feels like when you choke me, which kind of adds to the battered spouse syndrome defense. But still, it shows that he's actively dying inside of that suitcase and contradicts her story that she never intended for him to die.
I'm just reading here that since 2020, she's been through 8 different attorneys. What does that say to you?
Well, we actually see this as very common in these sorts of cases. I think one of her attorneys withdrew because he didn't want to be called a buffoon. She wrote some letters to the judge saying that attorneys weren't properly prepared. I don't know how well her attorneys were preparing. She seemed to be unsatisfied with the defense. She did have a stint of attempting to represent herself, which didn't go very well. Ultimately, getting a lawyer who just had about a month's time on the case and actually tried to move the trial date because he was not prepared. So we're going into this with unprepared counsel, at least he admits he's unprepared, without the availability of an expert, from what I understand. That doesn't speak well to the defense and the makeup of the defense and its ability to present the case to the jury.
You used the word makeup, and apparently I'm learning that she asked for hair and makeup for the trial. How common is that, and what does that say to you as well? Is that true?
Unintentional segue there. So yeah, absolutely. She filed a motion seeking to have her handcuffs, shackles removed, and also to appear as a normal citizen during a case. This is something that's very normal. We don't want people sitting in front of a jury already looking like a, you know, so-called criminal, shackles, county uniform. We want them to appear as they normally would. O.J. Simpson received, you know, that sort of treatment as well, was able to wear a suit and look normal. And we want the same. She won that motion, and she'll be able to be dressed up for court.
Got it. Okay. So it doesn't sound, the way it sounds is a bit different than it is. It's quite common, you say. Okay. I mean, I don't want people to see me when I come in here in the morning either. I'll just be honest. All right. Ron Chapman, thank you so much for your expertise. We'll watch as this one unfolds.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Coming up on